Hi, I'm glad you're here, just as you are. You finally made it to your bed, but I know that sometimes, the moment the lights go out, the world seems to get louder. Maybe your mind is replaying a conversation from 3 o'clock this afternoon. Or perhaps you're already staring at the invisible mountain of things to do tomorrow. It's that restless, heavy feeling, the weight of trying to figure everything out while the rest of the neighborhood is quiet. I want you to know something right now. Tonight, there is nothing for you to fix. You don't need to solve your life, and you don't need to be a better version of yourself to deserve this rest. We aren't here to do work. We're just here to let the day fall away like autumn leaves landing softly on a porch. Over the next few minutes, we're going to practice a different kind of strength, the strength of letting go. We'll wander through some gentle images and quiet breaths, finding a soft place for your heart to land. For now, just let your eyelids grow heavy. Give yourself permission to stop searching. There is no destination tonight, just the sound of my voice, the warmth of your blankets, and the simple rhythm of being alive. Just breathe, just listen. And as you settle into that quiet truth, you might feel a soft ripple of relief beginning to spread through your limbs, a gentle permission that you have finally granted yourself. It's a quiet yes to the stillness. In the world outside, you are defined by what you do, by your job title, your bank balance, or how well you take care of everyone else. But here, in the amber glow of this warm light, you are finally allowed to be no one. You are just a human being, breathing in a room, draped in the kindness of the night. Think of how often we wait for someone else to tell us it's okay to stop. We wait for the work to be perfect, for the house to be clean, or for our worries to be solved before we allow ourselves to truly land. But tonight, that permission doesn't come from a boss, a partner, or a deadline. It comes from within your own chest. It is a gift you are handing to yourself, as simple and as profound as a glass of water to a thirsty traveler. Feel your breath becoming a long, slow ribbon of silk. It's stretching out now, moving deeper into your belly, unhurried and effortless. With every exhale, it's as if you are signing a truce with your own life. You are saying, for right now, this is enough. I am enough. In the American grain, we are taught that to rest is to quit, that to be still is to fall behind. We treat our minds like machines that must run 24 hours a day to be valuable. But even the great forests of the Pacific Northwest know better. They don't apologize for the winter. They don't feel guilty when the sap slows down and the leaves turn to gold and fall away. They know that the doing is only possible because of the being. Your rest tonight isn't a lapse in your character. It is the very foundation of your strength. It is the soil in which your tomorrow will grow. Imagine a small, weathered cottage on a rainy coast. Outside, the wind is whistling through the pines, and the rain is drumming a steady, rhythmic beat against the roof. It's a cold, gray world out there. But inside, you are sitting by a hearth where the fire is crackling softly. The walls are thick, the blankets are heavy, and the door is locked tight. The storm outside isn't your enemy. It's just the background music to your safety. This is what your mind can be right now. Let the storm of your thoughts, the emails you forgot to send, the plans for next week, the nagging what ifs, stay outside the cottage. You don't have to go out there and fight the rain. You can stay here by the fire in the warmth of this bed. You have permission to be unavailable. You have permission to be silent. The Buddha often spoke about the second arrow. The first arrow is the difficult thing that happens to us, the stress of the day, the tiredness of the body. But the second arrow is the one we shoot at ourselves. The guilt for being tired, the frustration for not being productive enough, the anxiety about our own anxiety. Tonight, we are simply choosing not to shoot that second arrow. If you are tired, let yourself be tired without judging it. If your mind is a bit loud, let it be loud without fighting it. When you stop resisting the way you feel, the resistance itself, the very thing that keeps you awake, begins to melt away. Notice the way your bed seems to rise up to meet you. It's a steady, unwavering support. As you trust the bed to hold your weight, see if you can trust the moment to hold your life. You've spent so many years trying to hold everything together with your own two hands. What would happen if you just let go of the edges? The world won't crumble. Your family will be okay. Your future is being looked after by forces much larger than your own worry. In this deep, healing space, you might find a sense of compassion rising up for the person you were today, that person who tried so hard, that person who rushed through traffic, who smiled when they were tired, who did their best with the tools they had. Look at that version of yourself with a soft heart. Say to yourself, silently, you did well today. Now, you can put it down. The warm light in your chest is turning into a soft, golden mist now. It's filling the space behind your eyes, smoothing out the tension in your temples, and cooling the heat of a busy brain. Your thoughts are becoming like distant echoes in a canyon, far away, fading, losing their power to grab your attention. They are just sounds, like the wind in the trees or the rain on the glass. You aren't a project to be finished. You aren't a problem to be solved. You are a living, breathing miracle that needs to recharge. Think of this rest as a way of honoring your ancestors, your parents, and those who worked hard so that you could have a bed to lie in tonight. The best way to respect their effort is to truly use the peace they help provide. To sleep deeply is an act of gratitude. As the silence grows heavier, notice how the Neo Ru Engu, that steady anchor of your breath, is the only thing that matters. In and out, like a heartbeat, like the tide, the pressure to be someone is dissolving. You are becoming like the mountain, solid, quiet, and unbothered by the clouds drifting around its peak. You are becoming like the valley, open, receptive, and cradling the stillness of the night. Give yourself permission to sink another inch into the mattress. Let the jaw go. Let the space between your eyebrows widen. There is nothing left to do. The gate is open, and on the other side is a vast, blue ocean of sleep. You don't have to swim. You just have to let the current take you. Everything is exactly as it should be. You are safe. You are allowed to let go. You are finally, beautifully home. As you let that current take you, drifting deeper into the velvet support of your bed, you might notice that the mind hasn't stopped entirely, and that's okay. The mind is a traveler that doesn't always know when the journey has ended. Even now, thoughts might flicker like distant heat lightning on the horizon of your awareness. But there is a secret to these thoughts, a quiet wisdom that the great American wilderness has known for eons. Imagine you are lying on your back in the tall, soft grass of a vast prairie, somewhere under the wide open sky of the Great Plains. It is that magical hour just before total darkness, when the air is cool and smells of damp earth and cedar. As you look up, you see clouds moving across the expanse. Some are thin and wispy, like pulled cotton. Others are dark, heavy, and slow. These clouds are your thoughts. One cloud might be a memory of a difficult conversation at the office. Another might be a flicker of anxiety about a mortgage payment or a health concern. In our busy lives, we often make the mistake of thinking we are the clouds. When a dark cloud appears, we think our whole world has turned dark. We try to grab the clouds, to push them away, or to untangle them. But from where you are lying, deep in the safety of the grass, you can see the truth. The clouds are just visitors. They have a beginning and an end. They drift in from the west, and they disappear into the east. And behind them is the sky. The sky doesn't struggle with the clouds. It doesn't get bruised by a thunderstorm or scarred by a gale. Whether the day is overcast or the night is crystal clear, the sky remains exactly as it has always been: vast, spacious, and unbroken. This is the nature of your own awareness. Your worries are just weather. Your overthinking is just a passing front. But the you that is observing them, the quiet, steady presence lying here in this warm light, is the unbroken sky. Feel the space within you beginning to open up. With every slow, rhythmic breath, the distance between you and your thoughts grows a little bit larger. You are no longer caught in the middle of the traffic. You are standing on a high bridge, watching the lights move far below. The thoughts are still there, but they are becoming transparent. They are losing their grip. In American life, we are so used to being doers that even when we try to rest, we try to do mindfulness. We try to force our minds to be blank, as if we could scrub the sky clean. But the sky doesn't need to be cleaned. It just needs to be allowed. Tonight, you don't have to get rid of a single thought to find peace. You only need to change your relationship to them. Let them be there. Let them be loud. Let them be messy. Let them be repetitive. And then notice the silence that contains them. There is a profound dignity in this kind of stillness. It's the dignity of a mountain that allows the mist to swirl around its peaks without ever losing its grounding. As you lie here, your bed becomes that mountain base. Your breath becomes the wind that gently nudges the clouds along. In and out. A long, slow exhale that carries the day's weather further and further away. Think of the ancestors who crossed oceans and plains to build a life here. They knew about storms. They knew about long, dark nights where the future felt uncertain. But they also knew the power of the morning. They knew that no matter how long the night lasted, the sky remained. They looked to that same sky for a sense of something eternal, something that couldn't be broken by the hardships of the trail. You carry that same unbroken sky inside you. It is your inheritance. It is your sanctuary. As you sink deeper, you might feel your body becoming less like solid bone and muscle, and more like that vast, open space. The tension in your chest is beginning to dissolve, like a sugar cube in warm tea. The warm light from earlier has expanded so much now that there is no inside and outside. There is just a soft, glowing presence. The rain on the roof, if it's there, is just a sound in the sky. The hum of the refrigerator or the distant sound of a car on the street, it's all just part of the vastness. None of it can disturb the sky. You are so spacious now that everything has room to just be. You don't have to defend yourself against your own mind anymore. You don't have to win the argument with your anxiety. You can just let it speak until it gets tired and falls asleep, like a guest who has talked too long. The mind is becoming thinned out, like a fog lifting as the temperature drops. The I, who had so many problems this afternoon, is starting to feel very small and very far away. What remains is just the breathing, just the warmth of the bed, just the unbroken sky. This is what healing feels like. It's not the absence of struggle. It's the discovery of the space that is bigger than the struggle. It's the realization that you are already safe, even while the clouds are still drifting. Stay here, in the wide open prairie of your own heart. Feel the cool air on your metaphorical skin. The stars are beginning to peek through the gaps in the clouds now. Tiny points of light that have been there all along, waiting for the weather to clear. They represent your natural wisdom, your natural kindness, and your capacity to love yourself exactly as you are. The clouds are fewer now. The gaps of blue-black sky are wider. The silence is deeper. You are the sky, and the sky is at peace. Just drift. Just be. The night is vast, and you are part of it. There is nowhere else to go, and nothing else to be. You are unbroken. You are whole. You are home. And as you rest there, as that vast and unbroken sky, you begin to notice a quiet movement within the stillness, a rhythmic rising and falling that has been with you since the very first moment you entered this world. It is the steady, faithful anchor of your breath. In the rush of our American lives, we often treat the breath like a servant. We only notice when it's out of puff, running for the bus, rushing to a meeting, or tightening in the chest during a stressful phone call. But tonight, we are inviting the breath to be something else. We are inviting it to be a friend. Feel the way the air enters your nostrils, a bit cooler on the way in, like a soft breeze through an open window on a late September evening. Notice where it goes. You don't have to force it deep. Just watch where it wants to travel. Maybe it settles in the upper chest, or maybe it flows down into the belly, causing a gentle expansion against the soft fabric of your sleepwear. This movement is the most natural thing you will ever do. It is the earth breathing through you. There is an old wisdom that suggests our breath is like a bridge. It connects the busy, noisy world of our thinking mind to the quiet, ancient world of our body. When you focus on your breath, you are walking across that bridge, leaving the what ifs and the should haves on the other side. You are coming home to the only place that is ever truly real. Right here, in this bed, in this moment. As you lie still, imagine your breath is like the tide at a quiet Maine harbor. The water comes in, filling every crevice between the rocks, bringing cool, life-giving energy. And then, without any effort, it recedes, carrying away the sand and the debris. Each inhale is a fresh start, a warm light of presence. Each exhale is a letting go, a quiet permission for the tension in your hips and lower back to dissolve into the mattress. You might notice that as you pay attention to the breath, it naturally begins to slow down. It's as if the breath has been waiting all day for you to finally notice it. And now that you have, it can finally relax. It becomes longer, smoother, like the sound of distant rain hitting the leaves of a sleeping forest. There is no hurry. There is no finish line. There is just this one breath, and then the next. In our culture, we are so used to taking things, taking charge, taking action, taking a stand. But notice that you don't actually take a breath. You receive it. Life is giving you this breath as a gift. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to be productive to deserve the oxygen that is currently fueling your heart and clearing your mind. You are being breathed by the universe itself. Can you feel the relief in that? The relief of not having to be the one in charge of the machinery? Think of your breath as a gentle hand resting on your shoulder, telling you that everything is okay. If a thought wanders in, maybe a worry about tomorrow's schedule or a lingering doubt about a choice you made, simply acknowledge it and then gently, like a kind parent leading a child by the hand, bring your focus back to the sensation of the air moving in and out. The breath is always in the present. It doesn't know about yesterday. It isn't worried about tomorrow. To be with the breath is to be truly free. As the breath slows, the rest of the body follows. Your heartbeat settles into a calm, steady drumbeat. The muscles around your eyes, those tiny muscles that work so hard to scan screens and read expressions, finally let go. The weight of your head sinks deeper into the pillow. You are becoming less of a thinker and more of a breather. The warm light we felt earlier seems to pulse with every inhalation. It glows a bit brighter as you breathe in, and it spreads its warmth a bit further as you breathe out. It's moving down your thighs now, into your knees, and all the way to your toes. Your whole body is being bathed in this rhythmic, breathing light. Imagine you are a boat anchored in a calm bay at midnight. The breath is the gentle swell of the water beneath you, rocking you ever so slightly. You aren't going anywhere. You are just swaying in the cradle of the night. The anchor is deep in the sand, and you are safe. There is a beautiful simplicity here. We spend so much of our lives looking for complicated solutions to our stress, buying things, changing things, fixing things. But the most powerful tool for peace has been right under our nose all along. The breath is a sanctuary you carry with you everywhere. It is a portable piece of the unbroken sky. Let the intervals between your breaths grow naturally longer. Feel the stillness at the very end of the exhale. That tiny pause where the world stops for a fraction of a second before the next inhale begins. In that pause, there is perfect peace. In that pause, there is no you and no world. There is just the silence. The rain of your thoughts is slowing to a drizzle, then to a few scattered drops, until the mind is as quiet as a library after hours. You are drifting on the rhythm of your own life. You are befriending the very force that keeps you alive. Stay with this, friend. Let the breath lead you further down the path toward sleep. It knows the way. It has led you there every night of your life. Trust the rise, trust the fall, trust the breath to carry you into the deep, dark, and beautiful quiet. In and out, moving toward the stillness, moving toward the dream. As you trust that rise and fall to carry you into the deep and beautiful quiet, your mind might begin to weave a soft tapestry of images, drifting away from the bedroom and toward a place of ancient emerald peace. Imagine you are standing at the edge of a gentle stream, somewhere deep in the heart of the Appalachian woods. The air is cool and smells of moss and damp stone, and the only sound is the rhythmic liquid lullaby of water moving over smooth pebbles. This stream is much like the flow of your own life, always moving, always changing, yet always held by the banks of the earth. On the surface of the water, a single leaf falls from an overhanging maple tree. It's a brilliant shade of gold, a small fragment of the summer that has decided its time of holding on is over. Watch that leaf as it touches the water. It doesn't struggle. It doesn't try to swim back to the branch or fight against the current. It simply surrenders its entire weight to the stream. It becomes one with the flow. In our daily American journey, we are often like people trying to swim upstream. We expend so much energy fighting the current of reality, wishing things were different, replaying past events as if we could change the outcome, or bracing ourselves against the what-ifs of tomorrow. We grip the branches of our expectations so tightly that our knuckles turn white. But notice the leaf. It has discovered a secret strength, the strength of yielding. As you lie in your bed, Feel your body becoming like that golden leaf. The mattress is the cool, supportive water. You don't have to hold yourself up anymore. You don't have to navigate. Let the warm light in your chest become the sun reflecting off the stream's surface, warming you as you drift. Your breath is the gentle ripple that moves you forward, further and further away from the noise of the shoulds and musts. The leaf encounters a rock in the stream, a small obstacle, much like a sudden worry or a stray thought. It doesn't crash into the rock with force. It simply flows around it. It allows the water to carry it through the narrow spaces. There is no friction, only movement. You can do the same with your thoughts right now. When a memory of the day surfaces, or a flash of tomorrow's stress appears, don't try to block it. Just flow around it. Let it be a rock in the stream while you remain the leaf, fluid and free. This is the essence of what the Buddha called tathata, the suchness of things. It's the realization that everything is as it is, and for this moment, that is enough. The leaf doesn't ask the stream where it's going. It trusts the destination. It knows that the water understands the terrain better than the leaf ever could. Can you trust the stream of your life tonight? Can you trust that even the difficult parts, the steep drops, and the slow pools are all leading you exactly where you need to be? Feel the tension in your legs softening, mimicking the suppleness of that leaf in the water. Your feet, which have carried you across hard pavement and through busy stores all day, are now weightless, floating in the current. The thoughts in your head are becoming thinned out, separated by wide stretches of calm, clear water. The rain of the day's events has washed everything clean, leaving only the scent of wet pine and the silver glint of moonlight on the ripples. Think of how much energy we save when we stop fighting the flow. When we stop trying to manage the unmanageable. There is a deep, quiet joy in realizing you don't have to be the engine of your life every single second. Sometimes, the most spiritual thing you can do is just let the current take you. To be unproductive is to be receptive. To be still is to be wise. As the leaf drifts further downstream, the forest grows denser and quieter. The shadows are long and soft, like the blankets tucked around your chin. The stream begins to widen into a still, dark pool where the water barely moves. Everything is slowing down. Your heart, your breath, your very sense of self. It's all merging into the stillness of the woods. The leaf is no longer a separate thing. It is just a part of the water's surface, a part of the forest's breath. In this bed, you are no longer the worker, the parent, or the worrier. You are just a part of the night. You are as natural as the tree, as the water, as the moon. Let the image of the stream fade into a soft gray mist. All that remains is the feeling of being carried. You are safe in the flow. You are supported by the depths. You are moving toward the great ocean of sleep, where all stories end and all burdens dissolve. Drift on. The water is kind. The journey is over for today. The leaf has found its rest, and so have you. As the leaf finds its rest in that still, dark pool, you might notice that your body is beginning to follow suit, settling into the mattress with a profound and heavy honesty. It is a moment of deep unmasking. Throughout the day, out there in the world, we all wear a kind of invisible armor. We tighten our jaws to look determined. We square our shoulders to appear strong. We lock our knees to keep standing even when we're exhausted. We do this to navigate the demands of modern life, to be the professional, the reliable friend, the one who has it all together. But here, in the sanctuary of your room, that armor is no longer necessary. It's actually quite heavy, isn't it? Feel the warm light we've been carrying, that gentle amber glow, as it moves through you like a slow-moving summer honey. Imagine this light is a solvent for tension, a kind of warmth that knows exactly where the metal of your armor has become too tight. Start with your face. We hold so much history in our faces. The frown lines of worry, the forced smiles of politeness, the squint of staring at screens for 8 hours straight. As the light touches your forehead, feel it smoothing out like a calm lake after the wind has died down. Let the space between your eyebrows widen. Let your eyelids be heavy, not because you're forcing them shut, but because they have nothing left to see. Now, the jaw. This is where we bite down on our frustrations and swallow our unsaid words. Let your teeth part slightly. Let your tongue rest at the bottom of your mouth. Feel the hinge of your jaw unlatch, as if a heavy gate has finally been opened for the night. This softening isn't a sign of weakness. It's a return to your true nature. The Buddha taught that we suffer because we are braced against life, trying to keep ourselves rigid so the world won't hurt us. But a rigid tree snaps in a storm, while the willow bends and survives. Tonight, you are the willow. You are giving yourself permission to be soft, to be pliable, to be vulnerable. Move that warm light down into your neck and shoulders. This is the shelf where we store the shoulds of the day. I should have worked harder. I should have been more patient. Every should is a little weight added to the armor. Take a deep, slow breath, and as you exhale, imagine the buckles of that armor just snapping open. Your shoulders sink an inch deeper into the bed. The muscles in the back of your neck, which have been holding up your head and all its heavy thoughts, finally surrender. They spread out, melting into the pillow like rain soaking into the earth. Feel your arms becoming long and heavy. Your hands, which have been typing, driving, and grasping all day, finally uncurl. The palms are open and soft. There is nothing to hold on to anymore. No steering wheel, no phone, no problems. Just the air against your skin. Now, let that warmth travel down your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Our backs carry the weight of our family's expectations, our financial worries, and the legacy of our hard work. It's a lot for one body to bear. Imagine your spine as a string of pearls being laid down on velvet. Each pearl settles, finding its natural place, supported entirely by the bed beneath you. There is no need for your core to stay engaged. There is no need for your ribs to stay tight. As you breathe, feel your chest and belly expand freely, like a quiet house breathing in the night. In American culture, we often fear this kind of total softness. We think if we let go of our grip, we will lose our edge. But the edge is what's keeping you awake. Peace is the reward for the brave souls who are willing to take their armor off before they sleep. You are being brave tonight by choosing to be still. The light moves into your hips, the deep storehouse of our oldest tensions and hidden fears. Let the hip joints open. Let the large muscles of your thighs become like heavy sandbags, pinning you gently and safely to the earth. The warmth flows through your knees, down your calves, and into your feet. Your toes flare out slightly and then relax. You are no longer a stiff person. You are a fluid, grounded presence. The bed is no longer just a piece of furniture. It is a cradle, holding a version of you that is stripped of all titles and roles. In this state of Mem Hua, of complete softening, your breath can travel even further. It reaches the very tips of your fingers and the soles of your feet. If a thought tries to pull you back into the braced state, just notice it. Oh, there's a thought trying to put my armor back on. And then return to the sensation of your heavy heels against the sheet. Return to the warm light. Thoughts are thin. The body's rest is thick and real. The room is very quiet now. The shadows are kind. The rain has washed away the dust of the day's battles. You are not a soldier anymore. You are a soul at rest. Your armor is in a pile by the door, and you won't need it for a long, long time. Stay in this softness. Feel the pulse of your life, unburdened and free. You are supported. You are safe to let go. You are finally, completely without your guard. Just sink. Just soften. Just be. And as you lie there, completely without your guard, drifting in that heavy, honest softness, you might feel a lingering echo in your mind, a small, persistent whisper that asks if it is truly okay to be this still. In our fast-paced American life, we are conditioned to say yes to everything but ourselves. We say yes to the extra shift, yes to the late night text, yes to the neighbor's request, and yes to the crushing expectation of being constantly available. We've been taught that our kindness is measured by how much we can deplete ourselves for others. But tonight, in the sacred quiet of your room, you are discovering a different kind of kindness. It is the kindness of a sacred no. Think of this no not as a wall, but as a beautiful, sturdy fence around a garden. Without the fence, the garden is trampled, but with it, the flowers can finally bloom. Your peace is that garden. By saying no to the noise of the world tonight, you are saying a profound, healing yes to your own soul. You are drawing a line in the sand and saying, "This space is mine. This time is for my recovery. I am allowed to be unavailable." Feel your breath deepening as you embrace this boundary. It's as if the warm light in your chest has created a golden circle around your bed, a sphere of protection that no worry can penetrate. Within this circle, there are no obligations. There are no debts to be paid. There are no people to please. You are a sovereign being, resting in your own kingdom. In the wisdom of the path, we learn that true compassion must include ourselves. If we give until we are a hollow shell, we have nothing left to offer the world but our own resentment and exhaustion. To rest deeply is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of stewardship. You are taking care of the vessel that holds your life. You are honoring the gift of your existence by refusing to burn it out. Imagine you are a phone that has been running on 1% for hours. The screen is dim, the apps are lagging, and the system is struggling just to stay on. Now, imagine the click of the charger sliding in. That click is your head hitting the pillow. That current of electricity is the silence of the night. You wouldn't expect a phone to work without being plugged in. Why do you expect more from your own heart and mind? As you lie here, give yourself a sacred permission slip. Write it in your mind with that same amber, warm light. It says, I do not need to explain my silence. I do not need to justify my rest. I am allowed to let the world turn without my help for a few hours. Feel the muscles in your gut, the place where we often hold the knot of social anxiety, finally unravel. Let the belly be soft. Let it rise and fall like a quiet tide against a deserted shore. The rain of demands has stopped. The bed is your fortress. You might think of your parents or your grandparents, people who worked with their hands and understood the hard-earned dignity of the Sabbath, the day of rest. They knew that the world wouldn't fall apart if they put their tools down. They knew that the soul needs a no to the labor of the world so it can say yes to the peace of the spirit. You are tapping into that ancient, ancestral wisdom tonight. If a thought pops up about a task you forgot to do, or a person you should have called, visualize yourself gently placing that thought outside your door. You aren't being mean. You are simply being honest. You are closed for the night. You are tending to your inner fire. The more you practice this sacred no, the more you will realize that the people who truly love you want you to be rested. They want the version of you that is whole, not the version that is fragmented by overgiving. The silence in the room is growing thicker, like a soft blanket of snow falling over a busy city. Beneath the snow, everything is hushed. The traffic has stopped. The sirens are quiet. The lights are dimmed. This is the world you have created with your choice to be still. You are safe in your boundaries. You are protected by your own clarity. The warm light is now a steady, pulsing glow that fills every cell of your body, whispering, rest, rest, rest. Your breath is the only yes you need to worry about. The yes of air entering your lungs, and the yes of tension leaving your spirit. As the night moves forward, let the edges of your identity soften even more. You aren't a yes person or a no person right now. You are just a presence, a sky without clouds, a lake without ripples. You have turned off the lights of the world so you can see the stars within. Everything can wait. The morning will have its own strength, but the night belongs to you. Stay here in the beauty of your own limit. Feel the dignity of being a human being who knows how to stop. The gate is closed. The fire is warm. The soul is home. And as the gate closes and the fire warms the inner chambers of your spirit, you realize that the soul hasn't gone anywhere. It has simply been waiting for you to come back. For so many hours today, you have been out there. You were in the driver's seat of the car, You were in the blue light of the computer screen. You were in the expectations of your boss. And you were in the needs of your family. You were scattered like seeds across a wide field. But now, in the stillness of this bed, the seeds are being gathered back. You are returning to your own center. You are finally returning home. Think of home not as a physical address with a zip code, but as this very feeling of being inside your own skin without needing to change a thing. In our restless American journey, we are often like travelers who have forgotten that we carry the destination inside us. We search for peace in the next vacation, the next promotion, or the next purchase, only to find that the arrival is always just a few steps ahead of us. But tonight, the search is over. You have arrived. There is nowhere else to go, because everything you were looking for is already here, breathing with you in the dark. Feel the warm light in your chest settle into a steady, rhythmic pulse, like a lamp glowing in the window of a house at the end of a long, winding road. This light is your true self, the part of you that wasn't touched by the stress of the day, the part that doesn't care about your resume or your mistakes. It is the inner peace that the ancient sages spoke of, a quiet dignity that belongs to you by birthright. As you lie here, imagine you are stepping across the threshold of your own heart. You are hanging up your heavy coat, kicking off your boots, and sitting down in the most comfortable chair you've ever known. Notice how the body responds to this homecoming. Your breath is no longer something you are doing. It has become a slow, deep sigh of relief. It's the breath of someone who has finally put down a heavy suitcase after a 3,000-mile trek. Each exhale carries you deeper into the floorboards of your own being. The muscles in your lower back, the ones that hold you upright in the world, are finally letting go of their duty. They are spreading out, widening, melting into the bed like wax near a warm flame. In the quiet of this homecoming, the rain of the world's noise feels very far away. You might hear the distant hum of a heater or the faint sound of the wind, but they are just part of the atmosphere of your peace. They cannot enter the house. They are just the suchness of the night. You are learning that your home is not a place where life is perfect. It is a place where you are allowed to be whole, even with your imperfections. It is the one place where you don't have to explain yourself. Think of the way a child sleeps when they know their parents are in the next room. That absolute, unshakable trust that the world is being looked after. Tonight, you can be that child. You can trust that the same force that moves the tides and grows the redwoods is also looking after your life. You don't have to stay awake to guard the gates. You can go to sleep, knowing that the home you have returned to is safe sacred, and eternal. The thoughts in your mind are becoming like old photographs in a dusty album, still there, but no longer needing to be looked at. You can close the album. You can turn out the lamp. The warm light isn't a light you see with your eyes. It's a warmth you feel in your marrow. It tells you that you are okay. It tells you that you have done enough. It tells you that you are loved, not for what you do, but simply because you exist. Feel the weight of your head on the pillow. It's so heavy now, so willing to be supported. The neo-ruungu of your heartbeat is the only clock that matters. A slow, steady ticking that says, now, now, now. Every now is a deeper room in the house of your spirit. Every now is a step closer to the dream. In this space, you can forgive yourself for everything today. You can forgive yourself for the things you didn't finish, the words you wish you could take back, and the times you weren't as kind as you wanted to be. At home, everything is forgiven. At home, you are always welcome. Let the warm light wash over those memories, softening their edges until they are just part of the quiet shadows in the corner of the room. The silence is your companion now. It isn't an empty silence. It's a full silence, a rich silence, like the air in a redwood grove. It's a silence that heals. As you drift, feel the boundaries of your body beginning to blur into the softness of the sheets. You aren't just lying on the bed. You are becoming part of the stillness of the house. You are becoming part of the night. The journey is over. The no of the world has become the yes of the soul. You are tucked in. You are protected. You are home. Just breathe. Just belong. Just be. The morning will come in its own time, but for now, there is only the hearth, the warmth, and the deep, deep rest of the returned. And as you settle into that deep, deep rest of the returned, the room seems to expand, losing its hard corners and wooden edges, dissolving into a vast and velvet darkness. This darkness isn't a void, it's a living presence, a soft obsidian blanket that the universe draws over the world when it's time for the soul to heal. In our bright light American culture, we've learned to fear the dark, chasing it away with glowing screens and street lamps, as if the night were an intruder. But tonight, you are discovering the ancient truth that the dark is actually a cradle. It is the womb of everything new. It is a velvet sanctuary that asks nothing of your eyes and everything of your peace. Feel the way this darkness touches your skin. It's cool and weightless, like the air in a mountain canyon after the sun has dipped below the rim. As it fills the room, The warm light in your chest doesn't disappear, it simply becomes more visible, a soft, amber heart pulsing in a sea of indigo. You don't have to look for anything anymore. There is nothing to see, nothing to monitor, nothing to judge. The rain of visual information, the colors, the shapes, the movements of the day has finally ceased, leaving only this rich, tactile, quiet. Notice how your body is responding to this total absence of demand. Without the need to look or react, your optic nerves finally stop their constant flickering. The muscles behind your eyes relax, sinking back into the soft pillows of your skull. Your breath is now a long, slow shadow, moving in and out like a gentle tide in a hidden cove. It's so quiet that you can almost hear the stillness itself. This is the suchness of the night, a moment where the world stops its frantic doing and simply is. In the wisdom of the natural world, we see that the most profound growth happens in the dark. The seed breaks open beneath the heavy black earth. The forest floor regenerates under the thick shadows of the redwoods. Your body, too, knows this secret. It is only here, in this velvet darkness, that your cells can truly begin their work of repair and renewal. By surrendering to the night, you are honoring the sacred cycle of life, the same cycle that your ancestors respected when they blew out the kerosene lamps and trusted the dark to carry them through to a new day. Imagine you are floating in a calm, dark lake under a new moon. The water is the exact temperature of your skin, so you can't tell where you end and the water begins. You are weightless. You are borderless. The heavy bed beneath you feels like it has turned into a cloud, drifting through a starless, peaceful sky. Every worry you had this afternoon is now just a tiny spark that has burned out, leaving only the cool, sootless dark. This darkness is your friend. It is the no to the world's noise and the yes to your inner depth. It is a place where you can be anonymous. You don't have to be a successful professional, a doting parent, or a good citizen. In the velvet dark, you are just a soul, breathing, existing, and being cared for by the great mystery of the night. Feel the heaviness in your limbs increasing, a comfortable, drowsy weight that pins you gently to the center of the earth. Your thoughts are now like a distant radio station, fading into static, the voices growing fainter and fainter until they are just a low rhythmic hum that lulls you deeper into the mattress. The neo-ru ngu of your own presence, that steady, warm pulse, is the only light you need. It guides you like a lighthouse in a gentle fog, leading you away from the rocky shores of the day and toward the deep, open waters of sleep. There is a profound sense of safety here. You are wrapped in layers of silence. The walls of your house are thick, the blankets are heavy, and the night is vast. Nothing can touch this peace. No email can find you here. No past mistake can follow you into this indigo depth. You are in a secret chamber of time, a place where the clock has stopped ticking and only the rhythm of the universe remains. As you drift further, let the velvet darkness soak into your very bones. Let it fill the spaces between your ribs, the hollows of your joints, and the quiet caverns of your mind. You are becoming a part of the night itself. You are as much a part of this darkness as the stars and the sleeping birds in the trees. There is a deep ancestral comfort in this. The realization that you belong to the shadows as much as you belong to the sun. The warm light is now just a soft, rhythmic glow, dimming as you move closer to the gate of dreams. The breath is a whisper, a sigh, a slow, moving river of air. You are no longer trying to stay awake. You are trying to stay gone. You are leaning into the darkness, letting it catch you, letting it hold you, letting it dissolve the last traces of yourself. Everything is ready. The world is tucked in. The sky is vast and kind. You are sinking through the velvet, deeper and deeper, until the darkness is no longer something outside of you, but the very essence of your rest. Just float, just sink, just vanish into the quiet. The night is a blessing, and you are its guest. And as you vanish into the quiet, as you become the very essence of your own rest, you find yourself standing before a heavy, ancient gate made of mist and starlight. This is the final threshold, the place where the language of the day ends and the language of the deep night begins. There are no more thoughts to manage here, no more identities to carry, and no more breath to even watch. The gate is already swinging open on silent hinges, inviting you to step through into a world where everything is made of soft shadows and silver light. Feel the way your body has almost completely dissolved into the mattress. You are no longer sure where the bed ends and your limbs begin. The warm light in your chest has become so dim and gentle that it is like the last flicker of a candle before it goes out, leaving only a lingering warmth and a sense of total completion. Your breath has slowed to a faint whisper, a rhythmic sigh that is so subtle it barely stirs the air. This is the moment of ultimate surrender, the sleep gate that we all seek, but can only enter when we stop trying to find it. In this space, time has lost its meaning. There is no tomorrow, and there is no yesterday. There is only this slow, honey-like drifting. You are like a feather falling through the dark air of a cathedral, moving so slowly that the motion itself feels like a kind of stillness. The rain of the world's demands is a forgotten memory, a sound from a life you lived 1,000 years ago. All that matters is the velvet weight of the night and the absolute safety of this moment. Think of the great, quiet places of this land. The deep silence of the Grand Canyon at midnight, the hushed snows of the Rockies, the still waters of a bayou in the deep south. You are carrying that same vast American silence within you now. It is a silence that is rich with potential, a silence that heals the nerves and mends the spirit. By entering this gate, you are participating in the great, quiet prayer of all living things. You are bowing your head to the wisdom of the night and trusting that you will be remade in the dark. The mind is now just a series of fading sparks, tiny glints of light that appear and vanish before they can even become a word. There is no I who is sleeping. There is only the sleep itself. The gate is wide, and the path beyond it is soft, covered in the moss of old dreams and the dust of stars. You don't have to walk. The current of the night is simply pulling you through, gently, irresistibly, into the deep blue sea of the unconscious. Everything has been forgiven. Everything has been finished. The day has been closed like a heavy book and placed on a high shelf. You don't need to look at it again. You are free. You are light. You are drifting through the gateway, away from the shore of the waking world and into the infinite horizon of rest. The silence is now so deep, it feels like music, a low humming vibration that resonates in your very cells. It is the sound of the universe at peace. It is the sound of your own home. As you move through the gate, the warm light finally merges with the darkness, and you realize they were never separate. The light was the seed, and the darkness was the soil. You are safe. You are through. The gate is closing softly behind you, sealing out the world and sealing in the peace. There is nothing left but the drift. There is nothing left but the dark. There is nothing left but the sleep. Sweet dreams, traveler, you have arrived. And as you arrive, standing at the very edge of that infinite horizon, the silence wraps around you like a final, sacred blessing. You have done the bravest thing a person can do in this busy world. You have chosen to be still. You have walked through the weight of the day, softened your armor, and found your way back to the unbroken sky within. Remember, this peace is not something you created tonight. It is something you uncovered. It is your true home, a sanctuary that stays with you even when the sun comes up. It is the quiet strength of knowing that you are enough, exactly as you are, without doing a single thing. As you drift into the deepest layers of this rest, let these gentle wishes settle into your heart like soft rain on thirsty soil. May you be safe from all internal and external harm. May you be healthy in body and in spirit. May you be free from the weight of judgment and the heat of worry. And most of all, may you live with ease. The kind of ease that knows how to let the world turn while you simply breathe. In this vast American night, you are connected to everyone else seeking a moment of calm. By finding your own peace, you are adding a drop of stillness to the ocean of the world. If these words have brought a little warmth to your chest, feel free to leave a quiet word of peace in the comments. Perhaps just typing, "I am home," to share this stillness with another soul who might be listening in the dark. If you feel called to return to this sanctuary, we will be here, waiting with the lights dimmed and the fire warm. But for now, there is no more talking. There is no more thinking. There is only the soft velvet dark and the permission to disappear. The blankets are warm, the bed is steady, and the night is kind. You are loved. You are protected. You are home. Sleep now. Just sleep. Peace, peace, peace.